Hi guys, in this series of videos we'll be looking at circuit diagrams, ammeters and voltmeters, resistors, filament lamp, diodes, thermistors, and an exam style question.
Let's start by talking about circuit diagrams. Now, we've kind of seen these a little bit already, but there's a lot more to it that we kind of haven't seen yet, and it's going to be the fundamental way we look at talking about circuits in general. So why do we use circuit diagrams? Well, we give the components in our circuit symbols. For instance, we've talked about things like cells and resistors, etc. But we actually give those kind of a language, in other words, like a pictorial language we can use, because it helps us easily see what our circuit is doing. For instance, I don't need to describe this circuit in terms of words. We can simply look at this diagram and we'll see everything we need to see. This is a resistor, for instance. This is a voltmeter. This is an ammeter. This is a cell. We see that this is connected up, and you can tell what's going to happen here. Well, that's the idea of using these, because we can then actually have very, very complicated circuits, but be able to understand them by using different kind of symbols for each thing in our circuit. It's a bit like having a map or sort of a sign to be able to tell you exactly what's going on. So we really need to be able to read these very well and very simply without needing to spend too much time figuring out what's going on. And it's a skill we'll learn just by seeing lots of them. So because there are quite a few, we're kind of not going to worry too much about kind of trying to do them all in one chunk. So we'll introduce them as we need them through these series of videos on electricity. But we will start off with the fundamentals, the ones that we really won't be able to progress too much without, or that are complicated enough that we kind of need to spend a good amount of time explaining them. So the first thing is the cell. So the cell is the source of energy in our circuit, and a group of cells form a battery. So really, whenever you see it just like this, that's a cell. It's not a battery. But when you see something like this, or they might put a ... and then this like joining two cells together, that's a battery. That's a group of cells. The difference isn't too important. For instance, it's just down to if they say cell, they mean one. If they mean battery, they mean more than one. It might be important a little bit later on, but don't worry about it too much. It's just a kind of terminology that's used, and we just need to be able to understand it to progress. But this is the cell. Remember seeing in our video on how current works? From this video here, the idea that charge flows opposite to electrons. So in this case, the charge flows from the long side of the cell to the shorter side of the cell, as we see with this red line. The electrons move from the shorter line to the bigger line, so they move the opposite way round. And it just flows round in our circuit like this, so through a complete circuit. That can be confusing and hard to remember, so it really is just remember a flow of positive charges from the long line to the short line, a flow of electrons is from the short line to the long line. This is the positive side here, and this is the negative side here. The long side is positive, the short side is negative.
Hey guys, to continue watching this video and unlock hundreds of other super concise and exam board specific A-level physics videos, just click the Snap Revise smiley face. Join me today, and together let's make A-level physics a walk in the park.